A mantel on its own is a focal point of a room, but it's also one that you know you should take advantage of, and the best way to do that is to style it. But what happens is, although it's easy to recognize a well-done mantel, it's hard to do it yourself when you're staring at a blank one. But don't worry, there's a few easy principles for you to master that are the backbone of every great mantel composition. Mantels are a built-in focal point for any room, but it can be intimidating to style it. But here are a few simple principles to make styling your mantel a breeze. Step 1, start with a big anchor point, which I always like to start with a large painting or a mirror. And since it's so visible, this is a place where you need to find a piece that you really love, that you won't tire of looking at. From there, the next step that you're going to want to do is create symmetry to frame up that big piece that you've fallen in love with. My favorite thing to do is to place a pair of matching hurricanes on the far ends of the mantel. I like to vary them by size, and I always place the tallest ones on the outermost edges. Not only do hurricanes come in an abundance of styles, but it's also an easy way to add candlelight into a room. But if you don't want to use hurricanes, there are more simple substitutions, like urns or even lamps. Some things to think of when you're looking for that pair to add the height: make sure that it's tall enough, and also make sure that it complements your painting or your mirror. When you're looking for your points of symmetry, do make sure that they complement the large anchor point. Now that you've established that great triangular shape over the mantel with your large anchor point and your two taller pieces, now you can have a little bit more fun with the accessories in the middle. Select things here that are meaningful to you that you want to look at every day. I personally like to arrange my mantel and let it go for a while. There are fewer rules here, but be choosy with what you're going to put up there, because this is something that you're going to have to look at every day. Personally, I like a low-maintenance mantel, so I advise away from including fresh flowers up here. You do need to have a few common elements that everything needs to match in tone and texture. Another great thing to consider when you're styling your mantel is to really take advantage of that wide horizontal plane. So if you have a collection of something small, like porcelain birds, or even some interesting seed pods that you've collected outside, here's a great place to line them up in a row. Now you know the building blocks of putting together a great mantel composition, and remember that the same principles apply to any room style, from classic to modern to rustic. Now you're ready to have fun finishing your mantel.